what is NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming? Is it a scam? Does it work? Is there any evidence that it works? That's what I'm going to be going through in this video. And so I'm going to be using 3 kinds of evidence. One is scientific, the next is anecdotal, which just means personal, and then the third one is going to be evidence from people who have been very successful, who use NLP as a base of what they do. So what is NLP? NLP is basically, it stands for neuro-linguistic programming, neuro meaning the mind, linguistic meaning the language of the mind, and programming meaning a system for producing results. So really, it's a system for psychological intervention, I guess you could say, a psychological method of using the language of the mind to produce results. And so it's kind of there to help you create psychological changes so that you can change your emotions, behaviors, and results. That's really what it is. So if you want to simplify it. And so I guess the brain is split up into what NLP calls modalities, and you've got different modalities like visual, which is what you visualize, auditory, which is what you hear in your mind, sounds, things like that. And another one is auditory digital, which is kind of like your self-talk. There's other ones as well. There's 6 in total. But kind of it's about using these modalities and tweaking them in a way that enables you to change your feelings, behaviors, and results. And so what is the evidence for NLP? So we do have scientific evidence on it. There's actually been hundreds of studies done on it. But there is a meta-analysis on NLP, which is basically, a meta-analysis is a study of all the studies that have been done. Unfortunately, only 12 of the studies that have been done on NLP were actually any good to be included into the meta-analysis. So we've actually only got 12 good studies. So what was the conclusion from these studies? The conclusion is that it was an effective therapy in relation to other therapies. It holds its own, it holds its ground, as kind of the language they used. And so NLP does have scientific evidence behind it, although it needs to be studied in much greater depth and much greater breadth, because NLP is a gigantic set of techniques, of attitudes, of beliefs, so it really needs to be studied much better. And I believe it needs to be done. People need to be taken through the entire process of NLP for it to really be, for us to really know whether or not it actually works well. And so my personal opinion is that if it is studied and applied correct, and you've got a really good NLP practitioner, I think what you're going to find is that it actually can be more effective than other therapies. And I guess the reason I believe that is personal experience. So I went through depression when I was younger, actually a severe depression, which is a clinical term. And I actually had to stay in a clinic for 1 to 2 months. And I've personally been through the current psychological interventions. And by the way, this is not me telling you don't go see a psychologist. This is just my personal experience. So I've been through cognitive behavioral therapy. I've been through the therapies that are currently known as the gold standard. And personally, I found they helped, but not really that much. I actually had to go out and just figure it out myself. And my personal experience has been that NLP has been the catalyst for helping me with depression. Now, NLP practitioners aren't actually qualified to help with depression legally, so I wouldn't go to one to fix that problem. But I'm just trying to, I guess, illustrate my belief in NLP and, does it actually work? Because I'm an NLP practitioner, and I'm also, I'm going to be using it in helping people to overcome fat loss, self-sabotage, to help men overcome that. And so, what else is, what other evidence is there? Well, I don't know if you've heard of him, but Tony Robbins, very famous guy. He's a multi-billionaire. He owns 114 companies. And what he's most known for is helping people create lasting change in all the different areas of their life. And so Tony Robbins rose to success because of neuro-linguistic programming, and he will even, you can watch his videos and he'll even say that. He says it a lot. So NLP is really what the foundation of what made Tony Robbins so successful. You know, the reason why he was able to work with Olympic athletes, famous athletes, presidents, you know, some of the richest people in the world. If you can think of all, like, you know, the big fields, and you know, he's worked with a lot of famous people, a lot of successful people, and you know, he's actually been studied now by Stanford. There's a study online. You can type in Tony Robbins Stanford study. They actually did a study on him and his Date with Destiny seminar, and they actually found that he beat the entire psychological literature on creating improvements in depression. He absolutely obliterated the entire history of psychology. And so this, yeah, it just shows what that says to me. And obviously he doesn't only do NLP, so I'm not saying that NLP is the entire piece of it, but it's a large piece of what he does. If you have been through an NLP course, or you'll know that the majority of what he teaches is neuro-linguistic programming, or at least, you know, a significant amount of it. And so what I believe is that the reason he's getting these results is because he has mastered NLP, and he's really taken the best of it, and then he's also added on top of it as well. But he's really taken the entire thing, the width and breadth of it, so the depth and length, or whatever you want to say. He's taken all of it and he's pulled it into a system where he can produce incredible results with people. And so I think if it gets studied correctly, if it gets really studied in its entirety, it will show a lot better results. Another piece of why I believe that is because NLP works with not just the conscious mind, which is what CBT does. It works with the subconscious mind, which is really responsible for the majority of your feelings and behaviors. And so, yeah, that's NLP. Is it a scam? I don't think so. It has been studied. We do have actual scientific evidence on it. Personal experience has been that it's really helped me make the changes that I want to make. And then again, there's Tony Robbins, who has really made, I feel like, has made almost the most of NLP, although I think there's still things that need to be done. And then there's you know, NLP practitioners that help Olympic athletes like David Key. So, you know, there's a lot of successful people who use neuro-linguistic programming. So that is my conclusion currently about NLP. I do think there are improvements that need to be made, which I believe I've made. And that sounds a bit arrogant, but I've been working on this for about 5 years. So, you know, trying to create changes in myself, in my finances. And so, yeah, I really believe in this. I've, you know, not only am I an NLP practitioner, but I also use scientific evidence, and I kind of, and my own personal experience. And I've kind of made an amalgamation of all these different things into a system that I've created that has made changes in myself that I believe can really help people. And so, yeah, if you have any questions about it, that's my current opinion on neuro-linguistic programming. It's not perfect, but it's very, very good. And so, yeah, hope that clears up some thoughts about NLP, and I think we need to give it a better name because it does deserve a better reputation than what it has. So, yeah. All right. Have a great day. Thanks.